This video gives an overview of the Blackboard for the unit EVDV70042 using NVivo for qualitative and mixed methods analysis, Semester 2, 2024. When you go into Blackboard, you will see the menu in the left-hand side. You can go into course information. Course information gives you the timetable for the course and an overview of all the sessions. We take an approach where we will work through an NVivo project. So we start with setting up the project and importing the data, and then go through a number of stages. So the second session in week 2, we'll focus on preparing your data and data immersion, and then using some of the techniques such as basic search functions and auto-coding to gain an overview quickly to describe your data set. We'll be spending some time looking at how you might visualize your data, and then how you may develop analysis, such as conducting a thematic analysis and going across the data set. Or in session 6, we'll look more at narrative or discourse analysis and look within interviews using NVivo. We'll also look at developing an analysis when working with visual data, because NVivo is great for handling all kinds of data, not just interview transcripts, audio, video, images as well. We'll then move on to what we've called stepping up NVivo, and this is where you can really harness some of the power within NVivo. Some of the power that will allow you to explore your data and make comparisons between groups. We'll go on to look particularly at how you might handle demographics and also mixed methods, so that you may want to bring in survey data and work with that alongside interview data. Session 10 will focus on how you might present your work. And we'll also have a session on using NVivo specifically for literature review and how you might develop your literature review methods and methodology using NVivo. And finally, a recap. So in course content, we'll start off with this video, giving an overview of the unit. Now, alongside this course, Halima and I have also been developing an online NVivo course on SharePoint. And we'll be using these materials as well during the taught unit. So we've given you access to all the SharePoint pages. This video, overview of the SharePoint online NVivo course, is essential viewing because it would tell you how the SharePoint materials, the resources that you're going to be using have been set up, and how they relate. We also have links to all the SharePoint pages through this particular page, page links. Okay, so this is that SharePoint page. I go up here, so the page with all the links, it tells you a little bit about the NVivo online courses. And then we've got links to all the pages. So installation, and again, we're really working through the project, getting started, introduction to NVivo, and then creating a project, importing files, immersing in the data, and see all the different pages, SharePoint pages that are relevant. Okay, there's also a page where we develop a project, working on a particular data set, and more or less take you step by step across, giving you an example of how you might conduct an analysis in NVivo. There's some pages there on qualitative analysis and support. And we also have a reading list. So going back to course content, on the content page, we've given you the rooms within the University of Manchester that have NVivo available for Windows. That's because some of you will be using Mac, but may, from time to time, want to use some of the facilities that are available only for Windows users. So you can click on there and you'll find a list of all the rooms. Now, at the moment, we have set up the first 2 weeks, and every week we will just add to this so that you're able to see what will you be doing in the next week, or perhaps in the next 2 weeks ahead. But these sessions will follow the titles and descriptions that I've just showed you already under course information. All you need to do to review the material is just to click on the text, and that is a folder, and we have everything you need then for the session within that folder. Okay, so the SharePoint pages that we'll be using and demonstrating, and that you yourself will be using and demonstrating, the homework, and any additional information. So during this session, you'll be getting started with NVivo, you'll be setting up an NVivo project and importing some files. So we'll get you started with NVivo from the very beginning. So please do make sure that you've installed NVivo beforehand. And if not, you need to email Halima as soon as possible if there's any problems with that. But I know Halima has already sent you information about that. And the installation page is here. So to give you an example, you'd click on that and you'd get this link. You then have to click again on that link, which would take you to the page. And you've got various videos and instructions that will help you to install NVivo. So we're working with NVivo 12. Okay, so session 2, similarly, we go into session 2. And you can work with that there. So week by week, we'll be presenting the next session, then the next session of resources. And sometimes there'll be additional resources as well. At the moment, just a blog from the University of Manchester that's about using NVivo for mixed methods, but we'll add various materials here and various readings. If I just click back on session 1, you'll see here there is a link to the reading list. Okay, so the reading list is here. but you can also access directly to the University of Manchester via this link. And this book here, Qualitative Data Analysis with NVivo, is our core text. So welcome to the unit.